Good morning, students. Our today's topic is cell membrane. The detailed structure of the membrane was studied only after the advent of electron microscope in 1950. Meanwhile, chemical studies on the cell membrane, especially on the human red blood cells, enabled the scientists to deduce the possible structure of plasma membrane. Based on the study of red blood membrane of the red blood cells, scientists gave the structure of plasma membrane. Their studies showed that cell membrane is mainly composed of lipids and proteins. So, cell membrane is made up of two main components, that is lipids and proteins. The lipids are of phospholipids type. The major lipids are phospholipids. This is one type of the lipids that are arranged in a bilayer. Bilayer means in two layers. In plasma membrane, the phospholipids are arranged in two layers. As shown in the diagram, the phospholipids are shown here in two layers. Just see there, they are arranged in two layers. Also, the lipids are arranged within the membrane with the polar head towards the outer side and the hydrophobic tail towards the inner part. It means the hydrophilic means water loving. The head is water loving, but the tail is hydrophobic, that is water hating. Outer side hydrophilic end and inside hydrophobic tail. This is the structure of phospholipid. The lipids have the two parts, outer side that is polar head which is hydrophilic and tail is hydrophobic. This ensures that the non-polar tail of saturated hydrocarbon is protected from the aqueous environment because the hydrophobic tail is towards the inner side. Hydrophobic, it is water hating, so it is protected from the water because it is present inside, so it is protected from the outer aqueous means aqueous environment in which water is present. In addition to phospholipids, membrane also contain cholesterol. Cholesterol also help in some movement in the cell membrane. Later biochemical investigations clearly revealed that the cell membranes also possess proteins and carbohydrates. Along with the phospholipids, proteins and carbohydrates are also present in the cell membrane. The ratio of proteins and lipid varies considerably in different types. In human beings, the membrane of RBC, erythrocyte RBC, has approximately 52% protein and 40% lipids. So in RBC, 52% protein and 40% lipids are present. Depending upon the ease of extraction, how they can be removed, membrane proteins can be classified into two parts, that is two types, that is integral and peripheral. Peripheral proteins lie on the surface of the membrane, they are present on the top, whereas the integral proteins are sometimes completely and sometimes partially embedded in the membrane, buried in the membrane. So, plasma membrane consists of phospholipid bilayer, that is phospholipids are present in two layers. Proteins are of two types, integral and peripheral. Cholesterol component also is present. Along with that, some carbohydrates are also present in the cell membrane. An improved model of the structure of cell membrane was proposed by Singer and Nicholson. They gave fluid mosaic model. According to this, the quasi-fluid nature of lipids enables lateral movement of proteins within the overall bilayer. They said the lateral movement is due to the presence of these proteins. This ability of movement within the membrane is known as fluidity. Fluid nature of the membrane is also important from the point of view of functions like cell growth, formation of intercellular junction. Intercellular means between the two cells, that junction. Secretion, endocytosis. When any substance is taken inside the cell, that process is known as endocytosis. Cell division, etc. One of the most important functions of the plasma membrane is the transport of molecules across it. The membrane is selectively permeable to some molecules present on either side of it. Cell membrane shows two types of movement, sometimes active transport and passive transport. Active transport, in which energy in the form of ATP is used, is known as active transport. Certain molecules are transported by using some energy in the form of ATP molecules. That is known as active transport. And some molecules are transported without the use of ATP, that is known as passive transport. In this, the movement is from higher concentration towards the lower concentration. This is passive transport. And the movement of water molecule is known as osmosis. Many molecules can move briefly across the membrane without any requirement of energy, and this is called passive transport. Neutral solutes may move across the membrane by the process of simple diffusion along the concentration gradient, that is from higher concentration towards the lower concentration. Water may also move across this membrane from higher to lower concentration. The movement of water by diffusion is called osmosis. Special term is used for water movement. As the polar molecules cannot pass through the non-polar lipid bilayer, water is a polar molecule and phosphobilipid is non-polar molecule. So polar molecules cannot pass through the non-polar phospholipid layer. So they require a carrier protein of the membrane to facilitate their transport across the membrane. So water molecules, they require certain proteins so that they can pass through the membrane. A few ions or molecules are transported across the membrane against their concentration gradient, that is from lower towards the higher concentration. Such a transport is an energy dependent process in which ATP is utilized and is called active transport. Example, sodium potassium pump. That is, with the movement of these ions, some energy is produced. Cell wall. A non-living rigid structure is called cell wall, forms the outermost layer, that is outside the plasma membrane, in fungi and plants. Cell wall not only gives shape to the cell but protects the cell from mechanical damage and infection. It also helps in cell to cell interaction and provides barrier to undesirable macromolecules. Macro means large molecules. Algae have cell wall made up of cellulose, galactans, mannans, and minerals like calcium carbonate, while in other plants it consists of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, and proteins. The cell wall of a young plant cell, the primary cell wall, is capable of growth. The first form cell wall, that is primary cell wall, can grow, which gradually diminishes, reduced as the cell matures, and the secondary wall is formed on the inner side of the cell, that is towards the inner side, towards the membrane side. First primary wall is present. As the cell mature, its primary wall diminishes, reduces, and inner to that other membrane secondary walls are formed. The middle lamella is a layer. What is middle lamella? It is a layer which is mainly made up of calcium pectate. What is the function of middle lamella? It holds or glues, fixes the different neighboring cells together. The cell wall and middle lamella may be traversed by plasmodesmata, which connect the cytoplasm of the neighboring cells. Two cells are connected with each other by a material that is calcium pectate, and this layer is known as middle lamella. Between the two cells, middle lamella is present, which is made up of calcium pectate. The two cells are interconnected with each other through the plasmodesmata. In between two cells, a tunnel-like structure is present which connects the two cells, that is known as plasmodesmata. Next is endomembrane systems. In each cell, many organelles are present which are interconnected with each other. Many of these are considered together as an endomembrane system because they function in a coordinated manner. The endomembrane system includes endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, and vacuoles. Since the function of mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisomes are not coordinated with the above component, they are not considered as the part of the endomembrane system. So, in endomembrane system, mainly endoplasmic reticulum. From endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies are formed. From Golgi bodies, lysosomes are formed or vacuoles are formed. These are all coordinated, function in a coordinated manner. So they are considered as endomembrane system. Next is endoplasmic reticulum. Electron microscope studies of eukaryotic cells reveal the presence of network of tiny tubule structures in the cytoplasm, that is known as endoplasmic reticulum. In the cytoplasm, many tubular structures are present. They are known as endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum divides the intracellular space into two distinct compartments. Intracellular means within the cell, that is luminal and extraluminal. Luminal is which is present inside the endoplasmic reticulum, and extraluminal is which is outside the endoplasmic reticulum, that is in the cytoplasm region. Endoplasmic reticulum can be of two types, rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum often shows ribosomes attached to their outer surface. The endoplasmic reticulum bearing ribosomes on the surface is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. In the absence of ribosomes, they appear smooth and are called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. RER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum, is frequently observed in the cells actively involved in protein synthesis and secretion, because ribosomes mainly help in protein synthesis. So when they are present, the cells are richly involved in protein synthesis. They are extensive and continuous with the outer membrane of the nucleus. First, in the outer membrane of the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum is present. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the major site for synthesis of lipids. In animal cells, lipid-like steroid hormones are synthesized in smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Under RER, proteins are synthesized, and in smooth endoplasmic reticulum, lipids are synthesized. Next is Golgi apparatus. The scientist Camillo Golgi first observed highly stained structures near the nucleus. They were later named Golgi bodies after the name of the scientist. They consist of many flat, some disc-shaped sacs or cisternae. These stacks are parallel to each other as shown in the diagram. These parallel stacks are cisternae. Stacks means they are in different numbers. Varied numbers of cisternae are present in Golgi complex. The Golgi cisternae are concentrically arranged. They are arranged in such a manner that near the nucleus, their convex side is near the nucleus. This side is also known as cis or the forming face, and the concave side is also known as trans or the maturing face. is away from the nucleus. The cis and the trans phases of the organelle are entirely different, but they are interconnected with each other. The Golgi apparatus principally perform the function of packaging of the material to be delivered either to the intracellular targets or secreted outside the cell. Intra means within the cell. The packing material is supplied within the cells or sometimes out of the cell also. Materials to be packaged in the form of vesicles, in the form of vesicles. The material is packed in the form of vesicles from the ER, fuse with the cis phase of the Golgi apparatus and move towards the maturing phase. From the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies are attached. The cis phase is attached to the nucleus, that is the forming phase, and then it moves towards the maturing phase. The packing material moves towards the maturing or the concave or trans phase. This explains why the Golgi apparatus remains in close association with the endoplasmic reticulum, because the material which is coming from endoplasmic reticulum, then it comes to the cis phase of the Golgi body, then to move towards the mature phase or the trans phase of the Golgi bodies, and then the vesicle moves out. The number of proteins synthesized by ribosomes on the endoplasmic reticulum are modified in the cisternae of the Golgi apparatus before they are released from the trans phase. In the Golgi apparatus, in the cisternae, some modification of the packing material also occurs, and then that is released from the trans phase or the concave phase of the Golgi bodies. Golgi apparatus is the important site of formation of glycoproteins and glycolipids also. Next part we will continue next time. Thank you.